Chapter 1, Esther 1. Hi, welcome to Come Study with me, Elder Brock. Today, we will be looking at Esther 1 through 3. The book of Esther opens far from Jerusalem, in the royal court of Persia. The king, Ahasuerus, reigns over a vast empire, and the first chapter shows us a world of power, wealth, display, and command. There is a great feast lasting many days, where the riches of the kingdom are shown openly before rulers and servants. The scene is impressive, but it is also spiritually empty. In this royal court, greatness is measured by appearance. Honor is displayed through banquets, royal wine, costly decorations, and public reputation. But the chapter also shows how quickly worldly power can become unstable. When Queen Vashti refuses the king's command, the issue becomes more than a private family matter. The king's counselors fear that her refusal will affect households throughout the empire. Esther chapter 1 does not yet introduce Esther herself. It begins by showing the kind of world into which she will be brought. This is a world where decisions are shaped by pride, image, fear, and control. It is a world where a royal decree can change many lives. But in the quiet background, the Lord's work is beginning to move. The name of God is not spoken in this chapter, yet the story is already turning toward deliverance. A vacancy opens in the palace. A place of influence is about to become available. And before the danger to the covenant people is fully seen, the Lord is preparing a path of preservation. Esther 1 teaches us that worldly kingdoms may appear strong, but they are often fragile inside. Power without covenant wisdom can become confused, reactive, and fearful. Yet the Lord can work even in places where His name is not publicly honored. He can prepare deliverance before His people even know they will need it. Chapter 2, Esther 2. Esther chapter 2 introduces the young Jewish woman who will become central to the deliverance of her people. Her Hebrew name is Hadassah, and she is also called Esther. She has been raised by Mordecai, her cousin, because she has neither father nor mother. From the beginning, Esther's story carries both vulnerability and divine preparation. After the events surrounding Queen Vashti, the king's servants search for young women throughout the kingdom. Esther is brought into the king's house. She receives favor, care, and preparation. Yet Mordecai instructs her not to reveal her people or her kindred. Her covenant identity is present, but hidden. This hiddenness is one of the important patterns in Esther. The Lord's name is not openly mentioned in the book, and Esther's identity is not openly declared at first. But hidden does not mean absent. The Lord can work through unseen preparation, quiet obedience, and circumstances that only later reveal their purpose. Esther is chosen as queen. To the court, this may look like beauty, favor, and royal selection. But to the reader, it becomes clear that a covenant daughter has been placed in a position where she may one day help preserve her people. The chapter also preserves Mordecai's faithfulness. He sits at the king's gate and learns of a plot against the king. He reports it through Esther, and the matter is written in the royal records. At first, Mordecai receives no immediate reward. But what seems forgotten is not lost. This chapter teaches that God's preparation often happens before the crisis is fully visible. Esther is placed in the palace before Haman's threat is announced. Mordecai's service is recorded before the night when the king will need to remember it. The Lord can prepare people, records, timing, and relationships long before deliverance is required. Esther 2 points us toward Jesus, Christ, through the doctrine of preservation. The Savior knows how to prepare the way before us. He can take hidden faithfulness and make it part of future mercy. He remembers those who are overlooked by the world. And He can place His servants where their quiet obedience will bless many others. Chapter 3, Esther 3. Esther chapter 3 brings the danger into the open. Haman is promoted above the princes who are with him. The king's servants bow and reverence him, because the king has commanded it. But Mordecai does not bow. The record does not give us every detail of Mordecai's reasoning, but it does show that his refusal is connected with his identity as a Jew. His covenant identity shapes his conduct, even in the gate of a foreign king. Mordecai's faithfulness becomes visible at the very place where imperial pressure is strongest. Haman's reaction reveals the danger of pride. He is not satisfied with honor, position, or royal favor. Because one man will not bow, Haman becomes filled with wrath. His anger grows beyond Mordecai and turns against all the Jews throughout the kingdom. This is one of the great warnings of the chapter. Pride can take a personal offense and turn it into cruelty. It can make another person's faithfulness feel like an attack. It can turn wounded vanity into destructive plans. Haman casts lots to choose the day of destruction. He then speaks to the king about a scattered people whose laws are different. He presents covenant distinctiveness as a threat. The king gives him authority, and a decree of death is sent throughout the empire. The chapter ends with sorrow and confusion. The couriers go out in haste. The decree is published. The king and Haman sit down to drink. But the city of Shushan is perplexed. Yet even here, the Lord's preparation has already begun. Esther is already queen. Mordecai's faithfulness has already been recorded. The crisis is real, but it has not caught heaven unprepared. Esther 3 teaches that opposition may rise against the covenant people of God. But pride, hatred, and worldly power do not have the final word. Through Jesus Christ, the Lord can preserve His people, expose evil, and turn a day of danger into a future witness of deliverance.